Most billionaires are famous for making something. Bill Gates made software. Elon Musk makes cars. But Jeffrey Epstein? He was famous for being rich. Imagine you have no college degree. Your parents are regular working-class people. But somehow, you live in the biggest house in Manhattan. You own 2 private islands, and you fly around in a custom Boeing 727.
This was the life of Jeffrey Epstein. For years, he was called a billionaire financier. But here's the twist. Nobody could actually explain what he did for work. He didn't have a bank. He didn't have a tech company.
He lived in a 9-story mansion in New York that had a heated sidewalk so he never had to step on ice. He owned a ranch in New Mexico with a runway long enough for a Boeing 727. But if you asked him how he made his money, he'd give a mysterious smile and say, "I manage assets for billionaires."
Epstein didn't come from money. He grew up in Brooklyn. He was a math genius who dropped out of college but somehow talked his way into teaching at the Dalton School, one of the most expensive schools in the world.
This is where he learned his first big lesson. Proximity is power. By teaching the kids of the elite, he met their parents. He realized that if you look like you belong, nobody asks for your ID. He used his charm to get into Bear Stearns, an investment bank. He was so good at selling the dream that even after he was fired for a minor rule break, he didn't fall. He rose. He started his own firm, J. Epstein & Co. But here's the weird part. He claimed he only worked with clients who had more than $1 billion. It was a members-only club that made everyone want to get in. How did he actually get the cash? Enter Leslie Wexner, the man behind Victoria's Secret. Epstein became Wexner's everything guy. He managed his houses, his planes, and his money. Wexner gave Epstein power of attorney. In the world of money, this is like giving someone your unlocked phone and your bank password.
Experts believe Epstein used this relationship to build his image. If a billionaire trusts you, other billionaires will too. He started charging management fees. Imagine if you took 10% of $1 billion just for managing it. That's $100 million for just moving numbers around on a screen. He also became a master of offshore banking. He set up companies in the Virgin Islands where the laws are different. He could hide who was paying him and why. This financial fog is exactly how he kept his empire growing while keeping his secrets buried.
Money wasn't just for buying things. It was for buying people. Epstein bought a private island called Little St. James. He turned it into a high-tech fortress. He flew world leaders, scientists, and celebrities there on his plane, which the media later nicknamed the Lolita Express. Why? Because when you give a powerful person a free vacation, a ride on a private jet, or a fancy dinner, they owe you. This is called social currency. Epstein wasn't just a financier, he was a fixer. He gathered secrets. When you have secrets about the most powerful people in the world, you don't need a bank account to protect you. You have something much stronger, leverage. In 2008, the world almost caught him. The police in Florida had enough evidence to put him away for life. This is where the money versus justice battle really started. Epstein hired a legal team that cost an estimated $1 million per month. These weren't just lawyers, they were former government officials.
They used a tactic called papering the house. They filed so many motions and lawsuits that the local prosecutors couldn't keep up. Eventually, they forced a secret deal. Epstein served only 13 months in a private wing of a jail. He was allowed to leave for 12 hours a day to go to work. For the victims, it was a slap in the face. It showed that if you have enough money, the rules of the world simply don't apply to you. But money can only buy silence for so long. In 2019, the fog lifted. New York prosecutors reopened the case. This time, his famous friends didn't come to save him. They stayed away to protect their own reputations. Epstein died in his cell while awaiting trial. He left behind a fortune of over $600 million, but no one to inherit his secrets.
The lesson here? Jeffrey Epstein didn't create wealth. He created a hall of mirrors. He used the appearance of wealth to gain power, and used that power to hide his crimes. In the end, his story isn't about finance. It's a story about what happens when we let status blind us to the truth.